Welcome to this edition of the story of St. Jude Thaddeus, as we celebrate this month, the month of October, the month dedicated to the celebration of St. Simon the Zealot and St. Jude Thaddeus, two apostles of Jesus Christ who performed mighty exploits. So as I begin this program, I have some very sorrowful news. A dear friend of mine who played King Abgar, the Assyrian king who accepted the gospel before he even saw Jesus. He heard of him and he believed in him, and he accepted the preaching of the gospel at the commissioning of St. Thomas and the preaching of St. Jude Thaddeus. He heard and believed, and it was the beginning of the Assyrian Church of the East. And a friend of mine, Mar Polis, who's a bishop in Chicago, he went with Mar Awa, the patriarch of the Assyrian Church of the East, right now to Armenia. And King Abgar was, I call him Assyrian because the classical Syriac dialect that is used in churches of all the Aramaic churches is the dialect of Aramaic that was spoken in the city of Edessa. So these are Aramaic-speaking peoples. But back then, as today, royal families would often marry into each other. So the Armenians, through royal diplomatic marriages, they consider King Abgar Armenian, even though his primary culture, as we would understand it, would have been Aramaic speaking and what we know as the Assyrian people. But according to traditions, after he converted the Assyrian people, St. Jude Thaddeus went along with St. Bartholomew and preached to the Armenians. The Armenians were the first nation before Constantine. They became a Christian kingdom, but Abgar is much earlier. He's during the lifetime of the apostles. But it wasn't a totally independent kingdom. It was a kingdom where he ruled under the auspices of Rome. So he is allowed to rule in his city-state, but it was part of the Roman Empire, so he didn't have absolute authority, even though he's king of Edessa. So I'm not trying to slight the Armenians one bit, but the way I understand it, King Abgar is Assyrian. So our actor that played in the docudrama, which we're going to see in this episode, Mike Scarlett, he's a actor in Dallas, and unfortunately he was brutally murdered, he and his wife, just a few days ago. And I'm very heartbroken to hear that, because when I started doing the film project, he showed up and he was willing to play the role of King Abgar, a very important figure in the early church history. And he did a good job, I thought, and I worked with him on later projects. He also played the bishop of the keeper of the holy relics in the film I did on Nigeria, the pilgrim who wrote an account for a visit to the city of Edessa. So it's really sad. Now, he had a fairly successful career in acting, screenwriting, independent filmmaking. He actually appeared briefly in several Dinesh D'Souza's films. So if you watch, I really admire Dinesh D'Souza. I read a lot of his books, watched his films, and I was happy to see Mike Scarlett break into success in acting and screenwriting and independent filmmaking. And when I heard that he was murdered, I couldn't believe it. And I was really shocked and saddened. I reached out to his daughter and expressed my condolences. And actually, we did the St. Jude Thaddeus project, and I went on military duty. We had the COVID epidemic. I had many people who were close to me that I loved dearly. My father, my friend Penny, 10 people in the church. It was terrible. Half of them died from COVID. Half of them died from other causes. But it's been a time of great trial and tribulation for me. So I haven't really worked with Mike lately, but I follow him on Facebook, and he posted relatively recently. So I was shocked and saddened to hear that he had passed away. Somebody apparently broke into his house, shot and killed him and his wife, and stole his vehicle. But the person of interest has now been apprehended, so hopefully justice will be done. But we need to pray for the family in this difficult time, and all of his friends. I liked Mike. He's a good guy. And his daughter, Sarah Scarlett, I think he's a newscaster up in Missouri somewhere. But pray for her as she deals with loss and sorrow. Pray for her and all the family and friends as they deal with loss and sorrow at the passing of Mike Scarlett in this terrible thing. And I appreciate Mike's friendship and his support for the St. Jude Thaddeus project, so we can see his performance in this video. and in more videos to come. So I'm going to show this video in this program. You can see a little bit of Mike's performance, and then we'll talk about the significance, what this means in some upcoming videos as we tell the story of the life of St. Jude Thaddeus, apostle of Jesus Christ.
Your Majesty, your leprosy is progressing, and within a year, it'll take you over. I have heard of a holy man named Jesus who lives in Galilee. He is said to be a miracle worker, of which it is said he can make the blind see, deaf hear, and even bring the dead back to life. If this be so, these powers are not from man, but are of God. For there is none who can restore life to the dead except for God alone. Hanan, go and seek out this Jesus. Perhaps there is hope in this man from Galilee. Take this message to Jesus. King Abgar of Edessa, to Jesus, the excellent Savior who has appeared in the country of Jerusalem. Greetings. I have heard reports of you and the miracles performed by you and the healings with no medicine or hurt. I'm writing to you to ask of you to come to me and heal me of my affliction. I have therefore written to you, asking you to come to me and heal the disease which I have. For I have heard that there are those in Jerusalem who are murmuring against you and are plotting to injure you. But I have a very small but humble kingdom that is great enough for us both. Are you Thaddeus of Caesarea Philippi, apostle of Jesus of Nazareth?
I am.
We wish to see Jesus.
Let me see if I can arrange a meeting with him for you. Rabbi, some Gentiles have approached me, and they have told me they would like to meet you.
My lord, I am Hanan, scribe of Abgar Yukama, king of Edessa, and keeper of the royal archive. I am known as Ananias in Greek.
Peace be unto you. This is the house of Gamaliel, and with him are Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus. He is a teacher of the law, and all three men sit on the Sanhedrin, the high council of the Jews.
You're very welcome. Peace be unto you. Hear the word of my lord, King Abgar Yukama, ruler of Edessa, to Jesus, the excellent Savior who has appeared in the country of Jerusalem, greeting. I have heard the reports of you and your cures as performed by you without medicines or herbs. I have therefore written to you to ask you if you would come to me and heal the disease which I have. For I have heard that there are those in Jerusalem that are murmuring against you and are plotting to injure you. But I have a very small yet noble city which is great enough for us both.
Send this reply to King Abgar. Blessed are you, who hast believed in me without having seen me. For it is written concerning me, that many who have seen me will not believe in me, and they who have not seen will believe and be saved. But in regards to what you have written, that I should come to you, it is necessary for me to fulfill all things for which I have been called. And after having fulfilled those, to thus be taken up to him who sent me. But after I have been taken up, I will send one of my disciples to you, that he may heal your disease and bring life to you and to yours.
Thank you, my lord. I will tell my king.
Peace be unto you.